Live, local, late breaking. This is 4029 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Allison Wise.
And I'm Brendan Evans. Welcome to 4029 News at 5 o'clock. We have new closings, school closings, Bentonville, Prairie Grove, Rogers schools, all closed tomorrow. Of course, we are running a full list of closings across the bottom of your screen.
And we'll take a live look outside. The snow is really coming down. Today is a severe day. We are also watching for dangerously cold temperatures. Our chief meteorologist, Darby Bybee, has been here tracking the storm all day.
All right, Darby, what is ahead tonight? I know we are not even near the end of the snowfall.
We're not. This is going to come to an end, we think, right around midnight or shortly thereafter. The snow has let up a bit, but it's still coming down at a decent clip. Here in Rogers, you can see 1, 2, 3 cars. That's a good thing. And I don't know if that's an emergency vehicle or what's going on with the headlights with that one, but not a lot of people out. We are getting that mix of sleet and snow. We had some freezing rain earlier in Fort Smith, south side of town, kind of getting that lighter stuff right now. It is a lighter snow in Fayetteville than it was earlier, but you know, still coming down at a decent clip, and kind of the same thing here in Lowell. Not a lot of cars. Wouldn't expect a lot of people out tonight. We had our storm tracker up earlier. This is actually our RDOT camera. Here in northwest Arkansas. Obviously the bridges don't look great. The snow is a good bit lighter than it was earlier across northwest Arkansas, but you know, still coming down out there. River Valley, we've got pockets of heavier sleet and snow, and then we've got lighter snow as well. And so we'll see that kind of go back and forth. We should have a band of moderate to heavy snow come through the River Valley later on this evening that'll shift out of northwest Arkansas. Our temperatures in the teens and 20s in northwest Arkansas. Below freezing in most of the River Valley at the moment. In most of northwest Arkansas at this point, looks like we're going to be in the 9 or 10 inch range by the time this is all said and done. There could be an 11 or 12 somewhere. I'd expect that maybe Carroll, Madison, northeast corner of Washington County. River Valley generally in the 2 to 6 inch range. And where you end up in that range kind of depends on whether you get in on some of these better bands, which will eventually form. It's going to form right through here. It's going to be this band right here that pushes through the River Valley later on this evening. So still a lot of snow to go here, folks. It's going to be snowing good right through 9 p.m. across most of the area. And there's that heavier band moving through the River Valley later on this evening. That's where we'll pick up a lot of our totals and should get to at least 2 inches in many areas along the I-40 corridor. And some areas go a little bit higher than that. And then this is all out of here around or just after midnight. And then we get the really cold air. It's cold right now. It gets a lot colder as we go into the next couple of days. We'll talk more about that coming up.
We have live team coverage tonight from the River Valley to northwest Arkansas. We're covering everything you need to know when it comes to snow. Let's get to 4029 Jacob Murphy. He was in our storm tracker earlier. He's been giving us a look at the roadways. Jacob, now you're giving us a look at what we're seeing on the ground.
Yeah, that's right, Brandon. Hopped out of the storm tracker to stand outside in this lovely weather. I'll tell you, once you get out here on the ground here in Rogers, you can definitely feel the snow coming in with that wind, really coming down heavy, and it's starting to have a big effect on the roads. We're right over I-49 right now around the Rogers Pinnacle area. Couple cars still on 49, but as you can see, completely covered on I-49. No lanes are visible, but some people still have to be out for work. We talked with one man this afternoon who was working about how he stays safe on the roads.
Coming in on exit 72, it was pretty slick. There was a traffic jam. Somebody got rear-ended and it slowed everybody up. But as long as they're being a good cautious driver and paying attention to your surroundings, you should be okay. Just don't be going fast, pump the brakes.
And we've been driving north and south along I-49 all afternoon, and we even started to skid a little bit in the storm tracker, so definitely some slick spots there on I-49. And we do know that RDOT is also out treating those roads and also urging drivers to stay home this afternoon and this evening. Live in Rogers, Jacob Murphy, 4029 News.
So let's get a check of those roadways as we take a live look on I-49. We are definitely seeing that snow starting to accumulate on the roads and, of course, on the grassy areas. In Rogers, I-49 north and southbound lanes, it's hard to see out there. A few cars out there. No major accidents to report, so hopefully everyone's heeding the advice of RDOT and staying home. Over in the River Valley, over the Arkansas River Bridge, no problems to report. Brandon.
Yeah, and Allison, you mentioned RDOT. Nobody knows what's going on when it comes to Arkansas roadways better than RDOT spokesperson Dave Parker. So Dave, what are crews going to be doing tonight as we look into tomorrow as well?
Much of the same. I know that doesn't sound exciting, but we're going to keep plowing and keep putting down the rock salt. As Darby said, we still got potentially 8 more hours of this snowfall in the Northwest. So a long night ahead of us. We'll plow. We'll make that run. We'll put down some rock salt. Let it activate. Let it work into the ice and snow a little bit. Come back and make another pass. But we still got a long night ahead of us.
And have your crews seen many accidents while they were out today? How do those crashes also impact their ability to do their job?
A few, minor accidents, but any accident's not a good accident. A lot of slip and slide off the shoulder of the roadway. And yes, that's a great point. One little accident can prevent emergency vehicle from getting by, or one of our RDOT trucks that can't plow on interstate because you're off to the side. So another great reason to stay home tonight. It's going to just be a nasty night any way you cut it. We still got a long way to go. And here in central Arkansas, we're getting the sleet, freezing rain that we did not want, but we are getting.
All right, Dave Parker with RDOT. Dave, thank you. Now, right now, the Arkansas National Guard ready to help. If you get stuck on the roads, if you have to drive, well, Governor Sarah Sanders mobilized 140 Arkansas active duty National Guard members. They're going to be staffing 28 winter weather response teams. Now, crews are going to assist state police and be transporting stranded drivers, safe areas. That is until road conditions improve. Now, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt also activated the Oklahoma National Guard. They're going to be doing the same thing. It'll be another snow day tomorrow for many Arkansas kids, including Rogers, Fayetteville, and Bentonville school districts. They've canceled classes. We are running closings across the bottom of your screen as well as delays, so you can stay updated.
And go to 4029tv.com, download that mobile app for all of the business, school, and church closings that we've been getting. Talking about power outages, nothing to report right now in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley, which is good news. We'll keep you updated if that changes. The snow is now starting to impact the River Valley. We had some snowflakes coming down.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer for it to get there as we head to Brett Rains live in Fort Smith. Brett, yeah, it was freezing rain, freezing rain, sleet, but finally some snow there.
Well, guys, just a few hours ago when we really started to see some snow starting to come down. It's accumulated on the grass, but fortunately it has not yet impacted the roads and highways here in the immediate Fort Smith area. But of course there could be some slick spots out there, and conditions can always change in a hurry. And take a look at this video. We just checked the Garrison Avenue Bridge leaving downtown Fort Smith going into Oklahoma. It's pretty much clear. When's the last time you saw only a few cars on that bridge right at just before 5 o'clock, right? Now in Fort Smith, street department crews were out ahead of the snow, salting and sanding bridges and overpasses in the city. They're prepared to work as long as needed if conditions do change. And up until this afternoon, there wasn't much to treat because in Fort Smith and throughout the River Valley, it was largely just rain and sleet. Now, road crews remind us that if we do get under those bands of heavy snowfall, that conditions here in Fort Smith and throughout the River Valley can really change in a hurry. And they say often it's that initial snowfall when those roads are slushy that they see the most problems. Live in Fort Smith, Brett Rains, 4029 News.
All right, Brett, thank you. Let's turn back now to your get ready weather. Heavy snow falling outside our station in Rogers. We're going to check in with meteorologist William Morrison looking at those current conditions.
William, let's talk about what you're seeing right now. Earlier you said it's about an inch an hour. Is that still true?
Just shy of about an inch per hour snowfall rates, but we've got really a 1-2 punch that's happening out here in Rogers between the snow and then the wind and cold, and it's brutal out here, folks. If you don't have to be out in this, just stay home. Temperatures are in the teens. We've got wind gusting over 20 miles per hour at times, so I just checked. We have wind chills now in Rogers below 0, and visibility is very poor out here, about a quarter mile for a lot of us. Now, we've picked up so far about 2.5 inches of snow, but we're still expecting quite a bit more snow through the remainder of our evening hours, so still a lot more to go with this storm. That's it for now. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
And you know, grocery stores were very busy today. Many people were doing their last minute shopping, running those errands before the snow started. We talked to one shopper who said he wanted to get out and about and then get home before the snow hit.
I'm going to get some groceries at my favorite grocery store. Then I'm just going to relax, stay at home and wait for it to clear up. And I encourage everyone to be careful and stay off the road, stay at home if you can. And thanks to everyone that's working.
All right, yeah, of course, thanks to those employees who came out to help stock the stores today. The manager of Allen's Foods in Bella Vista says they really have been busy the past 2 days. We're also following breaking news out of Little Rock. More than 20 bills were signed into law today by Governor Sanders, including Senate Bill 3, which prohibits preferential treatment by the state of Arkansas based on race or gender. It ends affirmative action programs in the natural state. All right, coming up after the break, we'll check those roads again, and then we'll talk about this cold and how it could impact your body if you go outside.
Plus, officials with Washington County, they're going to join us live to share what crews are doing to try and clear those roads.
And Darby's, of course, tracking the system. He will give us an update on how long it's going to stick around and what we can expect for the rest of our week.